Right, we are live. Oh, that didn't start well. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Q Lads channel. In this video, we are going to be watching along with the match that is going to be taking place. It is going to be between South Africa's Sevens side and Australia. Now, this is going to be a playoff match, and whoever wins this has a chance of coming either fifth or sixth. Whoever loses it will then be facing Canada, and that will be for seventh or eighth. So at this stage, we did see USA were able to go through with a very good start to the match there, up against Canada, but then Canada fighting back as well. In the end, the score was, I believe, 19-14 or 21-14 to the USA. Went to extra time, but now this match, it could be a very interesting one. Two sides that I think have possibly underperformed slightly with the expectation of them. South Africa, they've got a dangerous side. Same with Australia, but they just haven't quite been able to put it together in a way that does get them into a chance at a gold or silver or bronze medal in this Olympic Games. But yeah, I hope you are all doing well for the first match that we are going to be covering on the channel. We have still got plenty more to come as well. We are going to be covering the matches for the semi-finals between New Zealand and Great Britain, and also the other semi-final between Fiji and Argentina. That one's going to be a very exciting match indeed. But at this stage, we are probably only around 4 minutes away from this match between South Africa and Australia getting underway. We have got Let's Go Hamish in the chat, and also we have got what's good from Kyle, and hey Hamish from David, hey howdy, hey y'all from Katie. For some reason the chat isn't actually coming through. Yeah, it's not coming through my normal software that it would be. So I am actually, what we will do is we will switch this up a little bit, and I will move the chat over to this screen, and hopefully I will be able to read it throughout this live stream as well as have my little banners and whatnot come up at the same time, including the banner that I will be mentioning here, and that is going to be the fancy banner that we have got that shows the live pool table. And it was Australia who were finishing third in the pool A, and they were able to go through because of their points differential. And then it was also going to be the team who also were finishing top of their table, I should say, pool C, South Africa. They were on 9 points, but they weren't quite able to get that win over Argentina in a very impressive performance from Los Pumas. But at this stage, we are only a few minutes away from kickoff. Once again, I will put up the scoreboard and we will go back to the chat. It's weird. Normally, I can see the chat next to my streaming software, but today, for some reason, it doesn't want to work, sadly. But we always got, hey, everyone, Hamish, do you know what time the New Zealand final is? New Zealand time at 2 p.m. Says Amy, it is indeed 2 p.m. So it is only around half an hour away before we get into that situation of New Zealand playing off for a final spot up against either Argentina or Fiji. For that one, just watch the girls win silver and the double scales. Good on you girls. Tell you what, rowing and even the kayaking and whatnot, we seem to be pretty talented at New Zealand for some reason. But yeah, it is pretty awesome that we have been able to add another medal when the women's sevens, they are starting tomorrow. And they're going to have the same kind of layout as the men. So it is going to be going right up until Saturday. And that will be when the final of the women's sevens will be as well. And hey, friend, and also what's planned after the Fiji game, says Kyle as well. I am hoping to fit a live stream in there somewhere, but hopefully by then we will have a little bit more information about my live streaming software. For some reason, after yesterday, it decided to play out because I wasn't actually going to be able to schedule live streams. So because of that, I had to change it so that it was public. I put the videos on private and then reset them. So hopefully everything is working smoothly for us. And we have also got, hey Hamish, are you putting up a poll? I can indeed put one. I will write one up right now for who you guys think is going to be winning this match. And at this stage, it's going to be a tough one to decide because both of these sides, like I mentioned, they've had some decent form throughout this competition, but also have had a few games that haven't quite gone their way. And we will quickly put who is going to win the match. Is it going to be South Africa or is it going to be Australia? And whoever wins this one will be in that predicament of playing off up against the USA. So that is not an easy game by any means of the word. So they will have to make sure that they are going to be playing well for that game as well. There we go. That is going up. And we have also got there, hey, Matt, where did that go? How you do? As well says Katie Dixon, and bro says Reed, welcome into the live stream. And we have also got hey from Hunter Meme. And I have New Zealand versus Fiji in the gold medal match. I think it's an interesting situation because I think that's the match that would mean that people can see the highlights on YouTube, because I think only the New Zealand games, the All Blacks channel, is actually putting up on YouTube. So it would make sense if New Zealand made it through to the final for them to have that game on there as well. So that's almost the best case scenario for you guys who do want to end up being able to see the highlights. At this stage now, we are getting very close to kickoff by the looks of it. South African side just making their way out onto the field. They are showing the likes of JC Pretorius. He has had a decent performance in this competition so far, but unfortunately for him, his team just haven't quite been able to get through those matches. Of course, had a very close game with Argentina in their last matchup, and it was incredibly close to going either way. We are just getting the chat up once again. For some reason, it doesn't like me today. My live streaming software. New Zealand will win as well, says Robert Robertson. And also we have got, I'm finally back. Welcome back, Cameron. I do appreciate you being back for perfect timing, really. The semi-finals we have got in only half an hour's time. New Zealand going to be playing, but South Africa playing in this match, of course. And it will be very interesting to see whether or not they can get the win. Now, Argentina, they were able to get that win, which does push them through to the semi-final up against Fiji. But at this stage now, 5-4, 3-2-1, we are ready to see this match between Australia and also South Africa. Going to be Australia kicking off from a right to left. I do hear an Irishman in my eardrums rather than, I think it was a Kiwi commentating most of the other ones. That's out on the full straight away from Australia. And that is not the mistake you want to be making off the kickoff there for Longbottom. GB Fiji final as well, says Chris. And that is certainly a possibility as well. And we have got, as a Kiwi, most of us hate Australian sport. So I'm cheering on South Africa, says Amy. And also we have got, hey Amish, when you start up Patreon, can you stream live videos as well, says David. I'm not sure whether we've got a Patreon kind of in the works, but we have got channel memberships. They're up for review at the moment, so we have to wait until YouTube kind of confirms us to be able to have them on the channel. But now it is going to be the ball for South Africa. Now I don't see David's out there, and he had a very big head knock in the last game, I believe, which is why he is not out there at the moment. He was actually the man who got the Argentine player red carded for the tackle he made on him. At this stage now, 25 meters out here for the blitz box. Can they get a try to give them possibly a very early start in this match? It's a nice wide ball, and now it's going to be in the hands of Driver. He is dragged down just inside of the 22. Gets back to his feet, and it's going to be a penalty for not releasing. Didn't go from the mark, though, so he is going to have to go back. Yeah, let's go. Who are you going for if it's New Zealand versus Fiji in the final? Normally, I'm completely impartial. I should be going for New Zealand in that regard, but of course, Fiji are absolutely world-class in their sevens as well. Now it's going to be a good run, and it's quick hands, and it's going to be the captain for South Africa scoring the first try of this match, and it was very nicely done by, this is a hard name, Soyaswapi, I believe is somewhere near the pronunciation. I was having a heart attack during the Australia versus New Zealand game, because if we lost, I would never forgive myself. Yeah, tell you what, that comeback from being 12-0 down to then go on to win that match 14-12 was very impressive, but also very impressive comebacks. Great Britain, they were able to win from 21-0 down, 26-21. So that was pretty awesome for them as well. And South Africa in the chat from Amy, but that is the first try in the match for South Africa. It's a hard drop kick. He hasn't quite been able to nail it. So the score now is going to be 5-0 to the South Africa Sevens side. So whoever wins this match will be taking on the US, and that is going to be for the 5th and 6th playoff position. So whoever wins that will be, yes, in 5th. And then also whoever loses this match will be going to face Canada, and that will be playing off for the 8th and 7th place positions. They're at the stage now, taken very nicely in the air by Longbottom. Just inside of the 22, Hutchinson passing it across the back line, and they need to find their way through the gap here. But it is going to be Turner who has been tackled there just inside of the 22, and it's a penalty here to South Africa. We have also got there. Australia haven't been playing good lately, to be honest, as well, says Kyle. Yeah, unfortunately for them, they've got a lot of talent in that side, but it just hasn't quite been put together in this match. I guess you could say the same about South Africa. They probably didn't finish as high as they would have liked to. Definitely not after finishing top of Pool C in the group stages. They've actually decided to go for the line out here, Australia. So by the looks of it, maybe just trying a strategic set play perhaps up against the South Africans. Finals at 9 p.m. New Zealand time, folks, as well says Tesla. So yeah, that is going to be a very awesome match. Semis at 2 p.m. And then also Fiji versus Argentina is 2:30 for that one. And you watch that one too. Awesome as well. Says Ray Mantis, Oz left or led on a soft try for us to win, says Cameron. Yeah, there was some questionable defence at times from both sides in that one. That's going to be another penalty to Australia. And by the looks of it, they might consider just tapping this one. It is going to be Longbottom who has got the ball in hand, or is he kicking for touch once again? He is going to kick for touch, or is he? No, he's taking the quick tap. And now he is going to be looking to try and get out of his own half. Currently sitting 50 meters out. It's a good step as well, but he's run straight into Makata in the number 2 jersey, which I don't think too many people go through him. The ball has been knocked down. It's gone backwards, so it is still going to be in the hands of the Australians. I'm not seeing any Samu Karevi out on the field either, which is an interesting choice, but maybe because of how many games he played for them in the past, maybe they've decided to let him have a bit of a spell. But now it's going to be Joe Pincus wrestled to the ground there by the South Africans. Now 30 metres out from their own line at this stage. They just haven't quite been able to break the defensive line of South Africa. Another big hit on turn and straight on the ball, but it is going to be a penalty because of the man not being able to roll away. It was a good contest in that breakdown. Now, once again, Australia have got this one long bottom with the wide ball. Going to be a bounce pass out to Hutchinson. A lot of pressure on him. He is going to be dragged down by Hans there. We'll read the chat in a very short moment, but at the moment, it is going extremely quick in this matchup between these two sides. I see that my voice is already trying to disappear, which isn't ideal. But now just outside of the 22, it's going to be a penalty to South Africa. And currently only 2 minutes left in this first half. This game is flying by. It's going to be the captain once again taking the quick tap for South Africa. Looking for that nice little inside ball. He's been shut off, and I think he is asleep there. The number 10 for Australia. That didn't look too good for him. But now it's going to be a little kick wide from South Africa. They've got the advantage. And he's reached out and he's got a try there. And it would have been the man in the number 13, Jesse Brown, who was able to do so. We have us got there, no Spickman, as well, says Cameron. But the Africans had a very weak team compared to last year. And also Argentina are unpredictable and dangerous at the same time. I think that's why that matchup against Fiji is going to be a very exciting one. Because no one knows what Argentina are going to be doing, because they've done little kicks in behind. They've also, they've got all the skill in the world with some of those fellas, like that young fella. I should remember his name. I know it's Matthias. I'm not sure whether that was his first or his last name. Was it Matthias Maroney, who was able to score 2 tries yesterday? Not too sure. Might have the wrong name there. That one is missed as well. So South Africa, though, are going to be leading this one 10-0 in the early stages of this, or the late stages, I should say, of this first half. I will mention this match. I did decide to do this one, and there was a little bit of reasoning behind it. I did want to see it, but also because of the fact that my brain normally takes about 14 minutes to wake up. So that is why I decided to do this one before the semi-finals. We also got, let's see what Australia does this match. Those Steers last match were heavy, as well says Katie Dixon. At this stage now, they're stuck inside of their 22. Samu Karevi out there on the field now, and it's going to be a little bit of a break for the Australians. Gives it back to Samu Karevi. Now he's pierced the gap here. Samu Karevi still running, but he has been dragged down in the end and straight on the ball once again. It is South Africa, and that is something they have done well in this competition, is those breakdowns. But unfortunately for them, just didn't quite put it together. That is going to be, is he going to get there? No, he's a metre short there, Makata. And because of it now, it means that South Africa once again going to be on hot attack. It would look like for a second they were setting up for a cross kick. He stepped on the inside here. And now they are offloading. It's a penalty, though. And it's a big hit from the South Africa, or on the South African player, I should say. I think St. Antler retired as well, says Cameron. Did he retire from Sevens or in general? Do let me know. And also we have got like Neville Longbottom of Harry Potter. A little bit. Same spelling, but different man, I guess. He's probably heard that a lot, hasn't he? But we have also got in the chat earlier on about the Spickman, I think, is playing 15s. He is playing at the moment for... Oh, who's he playing for? Is he playing for the Bulls? No, he's not playing for the Bulls. I can't remember. Is he the Stormers? Possibly. Do let me know. I'm trying to think of who he plays for. I know that he played for someone in the Rainbow Cup, and he got a red card very early on, but that's a good run, and that's going to be another try here for Brown, is it? He has got it down, and he didn't look too happy, but they are going to be going upstairs to see whether or not that will be the try. St. Antler plays 15s as well, says Chris Seo. Yeah, I know that he plays... Is it the Stormers? Because I remember the Stormers played the Sharks. Was it the Sharks? And he ended up flipping Apalele Fassi in one of the first rounds of the Rainbow Cup and getting like a 5-week suspension, I believe was the first time I had seen him play in a while. But Brown able to drive over the line. And that's going to be another try for South Africa. They are pouring it on in this game, perhaps letting out a bit of that frustration of not being able to get through to the quarterfinal or the semi-finals in this one. Straight over 8 meters out, and it is going to be halftime now. And the score is going to be 17-0 as well. Plays for the Stormers, says Chris as well. Thank you very much for that, mate. But at this stage, starting the match very well, South Africa. And they will hope to probably put on 30 points here against Australia, depending on how it goes. But this is for the placing of 5th to 8th. So pretty much whoever wins this match, they will be going through to the next match up against the USA for the 5th and 6th position playoff. Then whoever loses goes up against Canada in the 7th and 8th place position playoffs. And then we have also got a 3rd and 4th place playoff that we will get to see just before the final. And that should be a very good one as well. We have got South Africa got a point to prove as well, says Ray Mantis. Yeah, they wouldn't have liked the way that it ended in that match up against Argentina. They had the man advantage for a lot of that match, but unfortunately for them, just didn't quite go their way in the end. St Antler plays 15 for the Stormers, and Western Province is the other one, says Cameron as well. But yeah, to have that man advantage, but then in the end, just not quite able to make the most of it. And in the end, it does now mean that they are in this situation of playing off for either 5th or 6th. So they want to make sure that they can win this game comfortably and also beat the USA in the next match. So that's going to be a rematch of their pool if it does stay the way that it is, which at this stage, I mean, nothing's for certain in sevens. So, I mean, it was 21-0 to the USA and Great Britain won. So we've got to be careful thinking that it is going to be a win from here. But if they get one more try, I think it will seal the deal for South Africa in this one. But anyone who is wondering what we are going to be doing in terms of live streams today, the next match we are going to be covering is going to be starting in 18 minutes' time. And that is going to be the match between New Zealand and Great Britain for the semi-final of this competition for Tokyo Sevens. So that will be starting at around, I think I have scheduled it for 1:55 p.m. And then the next match after that is going to be, it will be Fiji versus Argentina. And that one is scheduled for 2:25 p.m. But I will put a link in the chat once this live stream is going to be finishing, so you guys can follow straight back along to the next live stream that we are going to be picking up. But now it is going to be kicked off here for South Africa, and they will be hoping to extend that lead of 17 points. It's close to the touchline, but it's very nicely done by Australia to take that one long bottom with a little flick out the back. Gives it to Karevi now with a step, and he's going through. Offload on the outside, bounce pass there into the hands of their number 3, and he has done very well to claim that one now long bottom just inside of their own 40-meter line here. The I almost called them the Wallabies. I've said that so many times throughout this competition, but now it's going to be Turner, tries to throw it on the outside. Awkward pass there. Flicks it back on the inside now, and it's going to be the South African who was almost able to get it, but Dry was tackled there after making the kick. Now it's going to be Peach, only a couple meters out from his own line, has been dragged down by the South African defence, which has been very solid in this match so far. Now it's going to be Samu Karevi driving forward, trying to pierce that gap. Losing 2 defenders, offloads it there. And now it's going to be the number 5. And by the looks of it, he is going to have the pace. And could this be the start of the comeback for Australia? It is going to be the try for their number 5. They've done it very nicely there, Australia. And it was Miller who was able to put that one down between the sticks. And that should be a nice, easy 7-pointer. As they come back on, we will have to wait and see. We will update that, though. And then we will go back. Tell you what, it is a little bit awkward going between the chat and also updating the scoreboard. I'm not sure why YouTube doesn't like me today, but we have got there as well. Bye, says Curious. We will see you later. And Hamish, you should have throat lozenges between games. Yeah, I'm sounding a little bit rough today, I have noticed, in terms of because of how much talking I did yesterday. I think the filming a video in between also just completely shattered my voice. So we have also got, oh, look at him go, as well, says Katie Dixon. And also, let's go South Africa, says Kyle. It was Lockie Miller. 3 tries so far in this tournament so far. 17 points as well. 5.5 minutes left in this match now. Can Australia make the comeback? That's a big question. It is going to be their number 9 now, who will be kicking off this match. Almost able to retain it there, Australia, but it has gone into the hands of the captain, rolling around though. And I think they are going to be going back, and it is a knock-on advantage. So that means it's going to be a scrum. And Speckman is at the Cheetahs as well, says Cameron. And also, let's go South Africa, says Kyle. So it's going to be interesting. 5 minutes is plenty of time in sevens for it to be able to change. I see Dupurea has made his way out onto the field there for South Africa as well. He's been a very good player for them in the past, and he will be hoping to do the same in this game. But at this stage now, it's going to be a big scrum here, just outside of the 22 for Australia with 5 minutes left in the second half. Currently 10 points down. It's only 2 tries away. We will have to wait and see what they can do. And that is not what they would have been wanting, but it's another little knock on from South Africa. That was the situation that South Africa actually were able to win that scrum. We have also got in there, I got to remember to throw some Hatch Chili New Mexican throat lozenges in Hamish's, or in the Kiwi Lads gear package, along with the Fisher Space Pens, or Fisher Space Pens. You haven't broken a pen in a while, Hamish. I've actually, it's because my pens, this one doesn't have a little thingamabob in it anymore. All of my pens keep breaking, so I'm actually doing it digitally at the moment. But I do like the pen and paper. I feel like it does make it a little bit easier. But yeah, anytime I have a pen, for some reason it just breaks. I don't know whether it's because I'm choosing the wrong pens or whether it is just a case of me being too harsh on it. But now it's going to be long bottom with the quick tap. And now it's going to be Samu Karevi bouncing off the tackle with Dupurea. But in the end, he was able to drag him down, and he almost won the penalty. But it is going to be Australia who do get that one once again. Quick tap there for long bottom. Going backline movement now for it is going to be the number 10. Little offload back. Oh, that's a big hit from Hans there. Now Samu Karevi with the bounce pass. And he is going to be not quite finding the offload now. And they are still going to be about 15 minutes out. They've got another penalty here. They're going to have to be careful with the discipline. It's going to be a white ball. They've got a 2-on-1, and that's going to be another try for Australia. And we have got how much time in the game left at this stage? We have got 3 minutes 30, and there is still plenty of time for the Australian side to get the win, possibly, because they have just got another one. Oh, I spoke too soon as well, says Katie Dixon. And also we have got Lowell, says Ray Mantis, and so nobody reported full force as well, says, or somebody reported full force, says Gareth. That's the thing. I was actually using some of his highlights in terms of researching some of those other games that I didn't get a chance to see. And it was awesome that he was able to grow as quickly as he did. But unfortunately, I think from that, it did mean that like YouTube kind of caught onto it, because I think one of his videos had like 100,000 views. So I think, unfortunately, it did end up having him taken down. I assume he will be back with another channel, though. Normally, if one gets taken down, these guys do have a backup one. We have this guy, some sadist reported him, and I'm pissed too. Was it reporting or was it a copyright strike that did add up for him? Do let me know, because I think it is 3 strikes and your channel is terminated. And luckily for us, we have only had that 1 strike. So far, Sevens are so unpredictable. It is indeed. But now South Africa, once again, going to have a chance with the ball in hand on the halfway line. They need a try, and they need it soon, and that could be the try here. And it could be Pretorius, but Lockie Anderson's going to chase him down. He slips, and that's going to be the try to South Africa. Big mistake from Lockie Anderson there. Could have been a nice, easy tackle, but instead slipped over, went straight past him, and JC Pretorius has been able to score another try for South Africa. I just want to see what happens here. JC Pretorius, he's running down the wing. Beautiful step. Lockie Anderson just gets sold the wrong way, so you got to go as well. Says Cameron, we will see you later, mate. But that one was a nice try there for Pretorius. Just waiting to see whether or not he will be able to get this drop kick, or it is going to be Duprea who will have a chance. 28 meters out. Struck it well, not well enough, though. Hasn't gone through. And now the score, it is still going to be a 7-point game. Could both of these games go to extra time? That is the big question. If Australia score and they convert, it does mean that the next kind of the way that the game will end. They're actually on 22 points. I well and truly have messed up the maths there. I'm not sure how I ended up on 19. That is not ideal. But there we go. 22 points to South Africa. So forget what I just said, because that more than likely will not happen, that it is going to be a draw in this one. We will have a winner and a loser. And at this stage, seems like we know who the winner is going to be in this one. We have got in there. I was watching the ABs versus Fiji first game on this channel. And then when I went to watch the next one, boom, channel poofed out of existence. Oh, that's going to be another run. And that's going to be Longbottom who is going to score the try. This game's not over, right? He has put it down between the sticks, and that's going to be more points to Australia. This is going to be an easy kick as well. So straight down the middle, 19 points to Australia, 22 to South Africa. This is going to be another very close game in this Tokyo Sevens competition. It is unpredictable, that is for sure. But yeah, that's the thing. I think it is 3 copyright strikes, if I'm not wrong. So I think for his ones, he was doing first half, second half highlights of each game. I could be wrong, but I think that was the case for a lot of them. So if someone who was like the content owner of one of those sides saw that he did a highlights, maybe they copyright strike that. Then they see he's done the first half, copyright strike that. Second half, copyright strike that. So it would have only taken one of those games, of all of the games that he had on the channel, one of those games to get taken down for him to then have his channel terminated, which is a big shame. But now at this stage, it is going to be a scrum feed for South Africa, or sorry, for Australia here. There's a whole heap of ice on the field by the looks of it. Of course, it is very hot there in Australia, or sorry, in Tokyo. Tell you what, I've had a shocker in this one. At this stage now, Australia are going to have to win the scrum against the Fever the last few seconds. Neville Longbottom scores a try in Quidditch, 50 points for Gryffindor as well, says Katie Dixon. But now that is the siren, and they are going to be kicking this ball out here. South Africa boots it into touch, and now it does mean that they are going to be going through to the 5th and 6th place playoff game, and they're going to have to take on the USA once again. But I will quickly put the link to the next live stream we are going to be doing. It is going to be New Zealand, and they are going to be taking on a very strong side in Great Britain, who were able to make an awesome comeback in that game up against the USA. We have also got, thank you, brother. God bless and protect you. You're doing an awesome job as well, says Robert. Thank you very much, mate. It is hugely appreciated, you guys all being here. And yeah, that link that I did put in the chat will take you straight to that next live stream that is going to be starting in only around 5 minutes time. But I do thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy Be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you all in a short moment for the semi-final match between New Zealand and Great Britain. But I will see you all soon.